Hey, what's up? My name is Angela, or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over all of the books that I really want to read in the month of November. So for a while, I have been doing like TBR Yard chooses it, friends choose it, emojis choose it, blindly picking, stuff like that. And in the month of October, I chose my own TBR. And although that didn't really work out the books for me, I literally only read 4 books. I decided that maybe I should just choose my TBR again. It is the end of the year. I'm trying to reach my goal. I should reach my goal. I've read 77 out of the 80 books that I want to read. So I literally could only read 4. I need 3 more books and then I will complete it. However, I kind of just want to choose my own TBR again. It was a lot of fun. I feel like kind of just reading the books that I want to read before the year is up is kind of how I want to finish out this year. So no more TBR jar for right now, at least not for this month. So I did choose my own TBR this month, so let's get into the books that I chose for myself. So let's start off with the fact that there is one book club read that I'm not going to tell you because I did it last month. I probably shouldn't have. I kind of said it like sneakily because you had no idea at all that the book I was holding up going, this is totally not a book club read, was a book club read. So there is a book for the book club read, but I'm not telling you about it yet. So that's book number 1. The mystery book. Next, because in the month of October I read Haunting Adeline, I want to continue with that. I want to finish it out, and I want to read Hunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton, which is book number 2 in the Cat and Mouse duet. There is also Satan's Affair, which is the novella that's technically a prequel, but I didn't want to read it that way. I decided that I'm going to read it third. So depending on how fast I get done with Hunting Adeline, I will determine if I'm going to read that immediately after or whatever and how I'm feeling. Hopefully I can also do that, but I'm not going to put that on this month's TBR. So book number 2 is Hunting Adeline, H.G. Carlton, book number 2 in the Cat and Mouse duet. The first book left off on a cliffhanger, so it just follows from that. I don't want to ruin it. I'm not even reading what it's about. No, you know, tell me if I'm in for it. I am kind of scared. But that's on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't have the physical book. The other book, I have the physical book. It's sitting like literally right here, but you don't get to see what it is yet. The next book that I want to read is, I've had it since March because I got it for my birthday, is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. I know the second one, I think it's Leather and Lark, came out a little bit ago. I don't know if there's going to be 3. Haven't really been following too far along with it, but kind of trying to finish out like the spooky books. This is definitely like October, November to me, and it also looks like, based on the font and everything, that I could read this pretty quickly. Oh, it's a trilogy. Wow, Angelina, you should really read the front of it before I just go saying things. So this one is a viral friends to lovers dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between 2 rival murderers, Sloane and Rowan, they find something elusive: the friendship of 2 like-minded, pitch-black souls who just so happen to enjoy killing other serial killers. From small-town West Virginia to upscale California, and from downtown Boston to rural Texas, the 2 hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just their newfound love. Can Rowan and Sloane dig themselves out of a game of graves, or have they finally met their match? A lot of people love this book. I just never picked it up. When I got it in March, like going into spring, summertime, wasn't really feeling a murder book. Now I am. So now it's October, November, and I'm going to try and read this sometime in the fall and get through with this one pretty quickly. I'm excited for this one. Hopefully I love it, because I hate starting books and then not finishing like the series. So knowing that it's a trilogy and there's gonna be 2 more, I'm really hoping that I love it and finish it, because it's going to kill me if I don't. Next, in the month of September, our book club read was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So I ended up buying the rest of the book, so whatever the prequel was, and then book number 2 and book number 3. So book number 2 is Good Girl, Bad Blood, and this, I think, just follows, it still follows Pip, but it's the next murder that she's solving. It says, some secrets are too deadly to tell. Pip is not a detective anymore. With help of Ravi Singh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name, she released a true crime podcast about the murder case they solved together last year. It's so interesting. Wish I could listen to it. Though the podcast went viral, Pip insists that her sleuthing days are behind her. But when someone she knows goes missing and the police won't do anything, Pip has no choice but to investigate. same, would probably be me. After all, Jamie Reynolds disappeared on the very same night the town hosted a memorial for the 6-year anniversary of the deaths of Andy Bell and Sal Sine, Robbie's brother, last name that I can't pronounce. It has to be more than a coincidence. Pip follows a trail of clues, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way, and this time, everyone is listening. Will she find Jamie before it's too late? I'm excited for this one. I was supposed to read this in the month of October, and then I just never got to it. I literally read 4 books in the month of October, so didn't get to it. However, again, another young adult quick book. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder extremely quickly, so I feel like this shouldn't take me too long, especially when I really get into it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, how am I supposed to stop reading? So also excited for this one, finishing out those fall kind of books before we get into Christmas, because to me, the day after Halloween, it is Christmas. I don't really do Thanksgiving, so you're lucky I haven't set up my tree yet. I will give you some sort of a sneak peek. There are Christmas sheets underneath this blanket, but they're hidden, so this is gonna, yeah, we'll pretend. I'll pretend like I don't decorate for Christmas the day after Halloween, but I do. So, yeah. Anyway, continuing on, I have been reading the Throne of Glass series for a couple months now. I think the reason that it is taking me so long is because I am reading it and doing reading vlogs for each book, so it's more than just reading it. I have to like put work into it, so I feel like I'm not reading them as fast as I could be. But if you are interested and you have read the Throne of Glass series, or you're reading it along with me, I do have an entire playlist dedicated to a video, a book, full spoiler reading vlogs if you are interested. So this month I'm going to really try and get to Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas, which is book number, in the order that I read it, book number 5. I read Assassin's Blade 4th. I don't want to spoil anything for you if you haven't read it, but this is the continuation of Selena Sarduthian and everything that is going on in her entire world. I need a quick refresher on what happened in book number 3. Heir of Fire? Yes, Heir of Fire, because I read Heir of Fire, waited like 2 months, read Assassin's Blade, waited a month, and now I'm reading Queen of Shadows. So Assassin's Blade is the prequel. You can read it first or fourth. I read it the romantic way. Again, I read it fourth. So I don't even remember what was going on. So let me read back. Okay. No masters, no limits, no regrets. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. I have like slight memories of what's going on, but I take very extensive note, especially because it's a reading vlog. So I want to clearly remember to tell the camera everything, so I'm excited. But I'm also really scared. This is a big one. I think the book after this is when I have to do the tandem read, which scares me more than anything in the entire world. But I'm also really excited to read this and get back into the story now that I have all that background information. I feel like all the characters from the Assassin's Blade, again prequel, before she became Selena Sarduthian in the King's Competition, that all those characters are going to start making a reappearance, so that's very interesting. I'm excited / scared for that. There has to be a reason why people say to read it fourth, so we'll see how that goes. But this is another one that is very high up on the TBR this month. And then finally, another book that I am going to read, which I started in the month of October but did not finish, was Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. I am only 34 pages into this book. I started it mid-October, never finished it. Like I said, this is book number 3. This one follows Joey Lynch, which is Shannon Lynch's brother. She's book 1 and 2, her and Johnny. Yep, Shannon and Johnny. So this one says, he's a boy made of fire and he's about to meet his match. The second son in a broken marriage, Joey Lynch has spent a lifetime picking up the pieces of an unraveling family. When his older brother skips town, 12-year-old Joey finds himself thrown into the role of protector to his mother and younger siblings, plagued by self-loathing and furious with the world. Soon he finds himself teetering precariously close to the life of addiction that threatens to swallow him whole. The only light in his dark seas is the girl's name who I can't pronounce, Aoife. His boss's firecracker daughter, his classmate, and soon something far more complicated. Her has always moved forward, not backward. Bubbly, strong, self-assured, she's never feared being led astray, even by her own heart. That is until her first day of secondary school, when she collides with a hot-headed boy who sparks a burning curiosity inside of her that only grows stronger by the day. But their friendship is tangled and complex, full of unwinding secrets and feelings simmering beneath the surface. She wants to let him in. Joey desperately fights to keep her out. But even if it takes years, what's between them is bound to combust, and their hearts will never be the same. I absolutely loved her from, what the frig were they called? Something and Keeping 13. But yep, Binding and Keeping 13. Couldn't remember that. I had to like look around to remember. I loved her in Binding and Keeping 13, the little snippets that we did get of her. So I'm super excited to be reading about their whole story. I know that this takes place over like years in school, so that's going to be really exciting, like first year, second year to I think almost like 6th year or something like that. So I am really excited. I read Binding and Keeping 13 extremely quick, but although I started this in mid-October and did not finish it, it was very, very tough reading month for me, so I didn't get through to it. I want to make this one my priority this month to finish this first. So in order of, we'll get to the order of like importance to me in the way that I want to be reading these books in a second. But I'm really excited for this one. I think that once I really get into it and sit down and read, that I'm going to get through this one pretty quick. But this one is top priority for me. So if we're going in order of importance here, I do read multiple books at a time. So the book club read will probably start sometime next week. Today is Sunday when I am doing this video. So this will probably start sometime next week, and then with that book I am going to continue this because I want to finish that. Then just to get like a kind of like a palate cleanser, I'll probably read Good Girl Bad Blood. At that time that I'm done with both of these books, I'm hoping to be done with the book club read, so I will start hunting Adeline. And at the same time of that, I might read Queen of Shadows and try and get through this big thing. And then if we're going that way, Butcher and Blackbird is going to end up being last. But I don't know, because I am really very much a mood reader, so if I'm like over everything, I might be like, I don't have time for something that heavy right now. Give me something maybe a little lighter, and I might go to this one instead of Hunting Adeline. But we shall see. We'll see where the month takes me. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I read. Who knows? Maybe I will abandon this TBR completely. The world may never know. I will have to update you with what I choose in December when I do my wrap up, because that's just the way that I am as a reader, and that's okay, and it is what it is. So, yeah. Yay. Yay for the wrap-up. I didn't want to put too many books on there. I did end up putting 6 total books, so I feel like that's not crazy. I feel like I average like 6 to 8 books a month. Sometimes I have amazing reading months where I read so much more. And then we have months like October where I read 4 books. So, we'll see where it takes us. But, yeah, that ends this wrap-up. That doesn't end this wrap up. That ends this TBR video here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!